So I've flipped back through the book I'm reading at the moment, Willpower, to really revise and review and to look for some more insights that I think will apply to you as a manager. And chapter 3, a brief history of the to-do list. Well, if a to-do list doesn't apply to any manager, then I don't know what will. So one of the big insights that I have had from this chapter, and you'll see my little note places and things like that throughout, the issue around goal setting and the number of goals you set for yourself. And it's interesting that I'm going to read a little bit because I think that's going to be helpful. Our failure rate keeps climbing as the lists keep getting longer. At any one time, a person typically has at least 150 different tasks to be done, and fresh items never stop appearing on our screens. So just, that in itself I think is quite overwhelming. If we have that many tasks going on, then the conflict, which is what they talk about, the conflict as to which task do you deal with first, has got to get in the way of actually getting something done. And so it's not a matter of a lack of goals, but really just the sheer number of them. And even though that seems obvious, I think it's important to have it said, because for you as a manager, are you setting yourself too many goals? And also, are you setting your staff too many goals? Do priorities just keep getting loaded on top of one after the other, that we're creating an overwhelm? And the other point that is in this chapter, which I find really useful, is that it's okay to have more than one goal, but we've got to keep in mind some goals go well together, and the example they give is to quit smoking and save money. Well, if you quit smoking, you're not spending money on cigarettes, so that's a good example and a fairly straightforward one. But there'll be other goals that actually directly conflict with each other. So looking at what you've got to do and looking at what your staff have got to do, are you creating too many goals and or too many goals that conflict with each other? And what are you going to do to help get rid of that conflict and that overwhelm? Really good food for thought. Chapter 3, a brief history of the to-do list in Willpower, the book that is written by Roy Baumeister and John Tierney, Why Self-Control is the Secret to Success. So that's my insight from this chapter, and I think it's a great little nugget to really put in mind and think about the sheer number of goals and the conflict between the goals. Thanks.